All right, so this is Kenny Santos out of Toronto, Canada for KennySantos.com. How do you prospect without social media? And it seems like in this day and age is that if you want to be successful in network marketing, then you better get good at social media. And I'm here to tell you, I'm going to say something kind of controversial. Actually, not that controversial. But you don't need social media. And if you are using social media, we're going to talk about why you need to know this information. And if you do have social media, then it is also important that you know this because you might be doing some things that are incorrect and that are just actually pushing business away instead of attracting it. But before I get into the content, what I invite you to do is I invite you to, if you're getting value from my blog, my videos, my content, all that stuff, if you're getting value, then I invite you to either like, subscribe, share, comment. It is a super easy way, and it's also a simple way for you to support my blog and to do so for free. So let's talk about this for a little bit. What do we do when it comes to social media, and how do you prospect without it? And here's the thing: is that social media really broadens your reach and your broadens the amount of people that you can talk to. You're able to talk to people in other countries and other time zones, and with technology you're actually are able to video conference people. How we used to do it is like there was this 3 foot rule, there was warm market, there was networking meetings, there's all these old things. By the way, all those really work, and they work well. All right, and so um, but what happened is that we used to do all these kind of old school things that, by the way, they do still work, but as kind of technology grew, then the business adapted to it. We used to do these big old hotel meetings, and then they're able to put them on. Actually, this is before I even started. They put things on VHS tapes. When I got into the game, they put things on DVDs. The videos on the internet, the internet was just slower back then. You just couldn't put a video up and expect like a prospect to watch because it would take forever and a day to load up. And so we had to get good at doing one-on-one presentations and things like that, or we just had to get good at doing our own presentations. But now, super simple. I mean, you just send someone a video, you put them on a webinar, and you're good to go, right? And you could still use the webinars, you could still use the videos, and I invite you to do so. But with the social media, it does broaden your scope, but it also complicates things because back when I was in network marketing, how we would reach out to people is we would use the phone. We would call them up on the phone, and to a certain extent, a phone when I got started, I mean, there were cell phones, but not everyone had them. As a matter of fact, most people did not have them. And so a phone became a place. You're calling a place, you're calling someone's house. And if they were home, cool, you could talk to them. And if they weren't home, you just have to dial someone else. You wouldn't be able to reach them. It's not so much the same right now, right? You call someone, you're guessing that they're probably going to have their phone with them. And then if they don't answer, they're either ignoring you, which is kind of a lot of the case. A lot of people just don't answer phone calls. But then, but if they're more likely to answer because the phone is with them. And so if you do use social media, to prospect, I want you to be aware of a couple things. First of all, I kind of addressed it in one of my last videos when they ask, what is it? Don't send people unsolicited links. Don't fire hypey sales missiles at people because it just turns people off. Don't do group texting. Don't copy and paste text or send direct messages like that. Don't do anything like that because it looks like junk mail and spam. What I invite you to do is prospect people, see if they want some information. If they do, and then you can send them a link. And even when they say they want some information, send them something small and kind of ask permission. It sounds like this. You know what? If they ask something like, "What is it?" Just say, "You know what?" A lot of people, they'll actually just kind of copy and paste something big. A lot of big paragraphs and a link on the bottom. Oh yeah, I started this company a couple months ago. It's had some great results. I've lost all this weight. Here's the science behind it. Here's how the company works. And here are the company founders, and that's it. And when someone receives something like that, it just it just looks like spam, right? And so don't do that. Instead, say something like this. And you know what? It's difficult for me to explain on social media here, but if you want, I could send you some information, right? Real simple. And then when you do send them information, again, don't just send that long thing again. Just send them one short link, and then you're off with it. But what if they don't use social media? And so there's still these old things, right? These older things. That's networking meetings. You go to meetup.com. There's still people networking. As a matter of fact, They're using Zoom now. All right, so you don't even have to leave the house, right? There's still Warm Market. There's still all these other things that you could do. You could put ads out. But if someone's not using social media, then I want you to be aware, because let me go back. Remember, I said if you are using social media, you need to be aware of a couple things. One is really get good with your messaging. Don't send hypey links or anything like that. But also be aware that you are going to recruit people that don't use social media. And what are you going to do with them if all you teach is social media, right? And so I'm not saying that that's what you do, but be aware of that, right? And let's face it, someone that doesn't have social media, I mean, there's still some very high quality people out there. I know some very successful business execs that they just don't want to be on social media, or they're kind of on it. They're just on there for the family. They are not on there to grow a business at all. And so, what are you going to do with them? Be aware of that and learn how to not only reach out to people without social media, but learn how to teach others how to reach out to people without social media. There's still text messaging. And when I say social media, I still think of like that people still use YouTube. Like they might not be on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all that other fun stuff, right? Or TikTok, but I imagine they're still using YouTube. And they may not even have their own, they have a Google account, but they might not post stuff on YouTube, but at least you can send them videos and stuff like that using YouTube. And so I want you to be aware, how to prospect without social media. There's still the networking meetings. There's still the warm market. You can still reach out and text people, right? And so that is how you do it. That's how we used to do it. And ultimately, the model is the same. Like all we really do in network marketing is either we sell product or service, or we find distributors to sell product or service, and that is it. And if you can't do that without social media, you really can't do it with social media either. All the principles are the same. So I trust you got some great value out of this. Again, I invite you to either like, subscribe, share, or comment. It is a super easy way and a simple way for you to support my blog and do so for free. And I want you to remember this every day, multiple times a day. The universe sends us miracles. We only got to do two things about that. We got to recognize those miracles. And then, of course, my favorite part, we get to accept those miracles. All right, take care and create a great day.